Good afternoon. On the 23rd of October 2020, the employees of the Fairmont Southampton were made redundant. At the time, the hotel ownership was unable to meet its obligations to make redundancy payments in a timely fashion to more than 700 employees, and there were no guarantees as to when the owners, Westend Properties, or the ultimate owner, Gencom, would be able to make payments. This created a perfect storm of circumstances in which most of those employees, hundreds of whom are our fellow Bermudians, were already suffering financial hardship from an extended layoff due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We cannot brag on the one hand that the backbone of our tourism industry is the people who work to provide a quality visitor experience every day, and then when they need us most, leave them and their families uncertain about their futures. Action was required, and the government of Bermuda decided that it was unacceptable to allow this situation to continue unaddressed. Consequently, the government evaluated its legal options and employed a strategy to quickly and directly advance funds to employees. In return, the employees organized into a class to allow the government and the employees' legal counsel to pursue claims on their behalf. The government also worked diligently with the hotel's owners to support efforts to seek financing. This was always the preferred path to an acceptable outcome. The Ministry of Finance can confirm that on Friday, the 29th of January, Gencom repaid the full amount that the government loaned to the former employees, approximately $11 million. Additionally, it has been agreed the government will be reimbursed for all legal and professional fees incurred on this matter. This repayment is an excellent outcome of the government's actions, which has eliminated the government's financial exposure in relation to the employee loans. Gencom has secured further funding to allow Westend to continue with pre-development work at the Fairmont Southampton. Redevelopment of the hotel will provide jobs and economic stimulus. The reopening will provide a significant increase in room and meeting space inventory, which could generate visitor demand and restoration of airlift capacity. However, the timing and extent of recovery from COVID-19 in Bermuda's hospitality sector is difficult to forecast and subject to significant risk. Further, while the government is vested in and highly supportive of the redevelopment and reopening of the hotel, it must find ways to be supportive without further financial commitment as it focuses on its plans to support economic growth and balance the budget by 2023-24. In that context, we understand Gencom is making progress with parties strongly interested in partnering to finance the redevelopment, and we wish them success. Thank you.
Any questions from the media? Jonathan, thank you.
Good afternoon, Minister, and thanks for having us. Are you able to tell us the amount of the legal costs and consultant fees that the government will be recouping? And for want of a better term, does that mean that the government makes a profit on this, so to speak?
Jonathan, good afternoon. The amount that we have agreed is approximately $500,000. So we put a cap on the fees. The exact amount has not yet been finalized. We expect that we will come in around $500,000. Right. And no, the government is not intending on making a profit from the recouping of the fees.
Term, yeah. Thanks. Are there still any monies owed in either direction, or is this matter with the Fairmont Southampton settled now?
As far as the government is concerned, the monies that were advanced to the employees have been repaid. Inasmuch as there are any other amounts that are due to the employees, we need to discuss that with their lawyers.
Righto. And you did reference the refurbishment. This means that I think you were saying they were looking for further financing for the refurbishment, or are they?
So what they're doing now is they are doing a bunch of pre-development work, which is the work that takes place before the redevelopment happens. I think looking at kind of construction of model rooms, abatement of certain asbestos matters inside the hotel, There's another environmental issue with respect to kind of the removal of an oil tank that's buried somewhere on the site. This is work in advance of the redevelopment. So financing for the substantial redevelopment exercise.
Thank you. My last one, sir. I remember in the House you caught a bit of flack over the, there was some accusations that you didn't have a written agreement with Gencom. Obviously, you had the lawsuit as a precondition. I guess, do you feel vindicated by this? I mean, it's worked out. The money is back.
Jonathan, vindication is probably a strong word.
Okay.
I think what I will say to that is this. We understood that there was a problem. The employees were left unpaid. We took decisive action to put in place a strategy to get the employees repaid. And the employees got their money, and the government has been repaid the money that it advanced the employees.
Right up. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Minister?
David, how are you?
You said Friday when they made their. When did you know that this payment was coming? Did you just find out when they pretty much said?
Well, David, we had been in discussions with Gencom throughout the duration of this matter. We had discussed various times in which we were expecting resolution of the matter. There were requests for additional time. We, at some points, reluctantly granted the request for additional time. And as far as I was concerned, the matter would be resolved when the matter was resolved. And so I learned on Friday that the funds had actually been deposited into the account of the employees' lawyers. And for me, at that point, that's when we had some degree of resolution to the matter.
Okay, so what happens now? I'm sorry, I thought the funds will come to the government, but obviously the arrangement was between the company and their employees. So what happens to that money now?
The money will be transmitted from the employees' lawyers to the government. So this morning we provided the lawyers with wire instructions on transferring the money from their account to our account. So I expect the money to be within our account within the next day or two.
And you said that the additional money would probably be somewhere in $500,000. Did you, is that part of the money that's already there, or is that money coming later?
That money will be paid in the future, near future.
Any idea when?
We have no timing on that yet.
Okay.
But what gave rise to those monies is, David, we decided in order to execute on this matter that we needed to take some advice from lawyers. We also had another financial advisor assisting us. And during the course of the requests from Gencom for additional consideration for more time, we asked that they pay the fees of our advisors, and they agreed to it.
Did you have any idea what the company intends to do on that site? Are they building literally on the same platform? There's another piece of land, there's an adjacent piece of land further up. Do you know what they're going to do with this land?
So we've had sight of some conceptual drawings that they prepared. There will be other works done on the campus, including down at the Whaler Inn site, and other parts of the complex. But I would rather Gencom be the ones who communicate what their overall strategy and plan is for the site.
Just one other, did they say that they were going to have the same number of rooms? As you recall, this was the largest hotel in Bermuda, had a lot of rooms in it.
It will remain the largest hotel on the island. I think what they are looking in terms of repositioning is to enhance the conference space so that they can entertain larger groups of people. Whether that will mean a reduction in room count, I don't believe that's the case, but there may be some impact on rooms as a result of the expansion of the convention space.
Yeah. Thank you, Minister.
You're welcome.
And that concludes our press conference today. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.